Good morning, young adults, on this beautiful fall, almost summer-like day, at least for a Bostonian. And this morning I wanted to talk about discipline. Discipline. The word itself actually contains the root disciple, which basically just means student. It's the Latin discipulus, which means student. And we also know about Jesus' disciples. So what does it mean to practice a particular discipline or to have discipline? I think in particular, there's something about it where we are conforming ourselves to something outside of ourselves. Okay, so we are sort of saying that I am not perfect. I have something to learn. I have places to grow, and I don't want to stay stagnant. And so I'm going to find someone or some tradition, whether it's an exercise thing or whatever, that knows more about this than I do. And I'm going to try to plug myself into that tradition, not just mentally, but also just in actually doing the behaviors and doing the actions, so that I can be transformed into more of like what that thing or person or tradition is. So if you see someone who's got great abs and you want great abs, I'll never get great abs, but anyway, then you're gonna ask them how they do it, and you're gonna try to plug into that tradition. If you see someone who, seems to love reading, or just has a really a breadth of knowledge about different things, then you're gonna ask them, what are the different disciplines that they do to kind of broaden their knowledge. And similarly within the church, if you see someone who's humble, who's joyful even in the midst of suffering, who's loving, you might ask them, what's your secret? And they might tell you, well, I try to be grateful, try to practice gratitude, or I get up really early in the morning and I have some moments with God, silent moments before the storm, things like that. So discipline, again, I would argue, or disciplines, are practices, small or big, that where we recognize as humans that we're not perfect, that we are striving, that we have a growth mindset towards something better than ourselves, something bigger than ourselves, and that we find the people or the traditions around us that reflect that, and we strive to conform ourselves through actually doing the practices that they do in order to be transformed. Just a thought for y'all today.